All right, this is Deets We the People News. One more time at it. Not attorney, not giving legal advice. Educational purposes only. Okay? Never look straight forward. Always look around you. Be able to protect yourself by any means necessary. All right? Arm yourself with knowledge. Okay? Use that Second Amendment. Now, this is actually James Freeman arraignment. Okay? Which in Texas, they do everything backwards. But I thought it was interesting what they say in this, which is the volume is going to go up and down. There's going to be screaming, yelling outside. Bunch of cop watchers are sitting there waiting for James Freeman to get free. Okay, so take everything with a grain of salt on the sound, but try to listen very closely to this arraignment. And then we're going to go to pink camera and watch what happened, and does the probable cause or indictment or whatever they want to call it match what the officer said in his court according to the magistrate.
If you have been charged with a felony offense, then you have the right to have an examining trial until your case has been indicted by the grand jury. Is that the part you were talking about?
Is that the same lady that walked through there earlier?
Is she using a green screen?
She said very
What is
nice.
your name?
That's a green screen.
Pardon? Your last name? Brian? Okay. All right. Do you understand now? You can go back and sit down. In setting your bonds today, I'm going to consider the charges against you as well as your criminal history and financial information provided. I'll consider the likelihood of you showing up to court as long as the safety of the community. I'll consider your ability to have bonds and dollars. I will determine if you can get any personal bonds or any of your charges. A personal bond, if I authorize it, then you're able to use it as a retail bond without having to pay any money for it, which is charged. Which are distributed to the court. If I do not authorize personal bonds, there are other types of bonds that you can post, such as a cash bond. With a cash bond, you would pay 100% of the bond upfront in cash before you are released from the jail, and the money would be returned to you in case you find disposed if you make all of your appearances in court and comply with all of your bond conditions. Another option, but then if you don't make all your appearances or you're not complying with the bond conditions,
I think you guys have this covered. Yes, sir.
Who are you?
Guard,
Take it off.
I'm sure you guys can pass the word along.
What's this? Now, you could also contact an attorney or a bond attorney. I have solicited the bond is set to $500,000. You might expect an offer. The charges is around $150 to $200 because they're bond for you. I've also heard that if your bond is set at $5,000 or higher, you might expect a bond company to charge you around 10% whatever your bond is set at. This, again, this will vary from individual bond companies. There are 16 bond companies operating in Collins County right now.
I don't know if the judge can hear that.
She's playing in her house. She's really got pajamas on.
So you
It was on this floor, probably
where
downstairs.
to choose from, and you'll get maybe different quotes from different bonding companies. Now, regardless of how, you can be seated now.
Does that lady not like to sit in it?
Regardless of how you post your bond, you are expected to comply with all the bond conditions that you've been given. You may not violate any laws, you may not use any illegal substances, you are subject to random drug testing. You must show up to court every time you're set for court and notify the clerk of the court if your address changes while you're charged with pending. Some of you will have additional bond conditions if you need, so we'll do with you when you come up to the podium. If you violate your bond conditions, you risk being rearrested or ordered to court for a hearing, at least time you can be ordered to post additional bail, or follow additional bond conditions, or your bail can be revoked. And you have to remain detained in jail until your trial, which could be several months out.
Here's something from somebody. They take
Now, if you've requested a court-appointed attorney, it may take up to 24 hours to receive notice. If you've been approved or denied, actually, it's probably more realistic to say 72 hours. If denied a court-appointed attorney after requesting one, you may receive a request and you will reconsider it each time.
He's not giving a lie.
Um,
He's fucked all the time. You know.
I left my shoes back there too.
We're gonna go ahead and get started with our calling.
We left our friend back there.
And we're gonna start with James Springer, come on up, sir.
He's first. Why do you have to bring him back there?
I'm saying that you are this and waiving your right to have an attorney, is that correct?
I'm not waiving any rights to anything.
Okay, well, that's the box that's checked on this form. Are you requesting a court-appointed attorney, or do you intend to retain your own lawyer?
I'll figure it out somewhere. I was hoping you might read me
No, sir, no. I don't do that here. That's what your lawyer does. Your lawyer can, get copies of that. And do all
Bullshit.
that for you. Are you a U.S. citizen? Yes.
Now, that being said, they are absolutely correct on that. When you want to get discovery and all that, they keep on saying attorneys. But they get a little bit more privilege because according to the statute, they can deny pro se's here in Texas. Which, by the way, for educational purposes only, because I'm not an attorney, that's a violation of due process and due process of rights to a pro se. That statute is null and void.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You're charged with interfering in public duties. It's a 5B misdemeanor. I have reviewed your criminal history. I've reviewed the financial information.
Now, interference of public officer duties. Okay. So, when we get done with this, we're going to check out the video and see if this is actually true.
Provided, which is none. So I am familiar with what I have from your criminal history. I do show, very few things that resulted in convictions. I do see one probation involving intimidation and threat. I do show multiple failures to appear. I am denying a personal bond. I do not know what your ties to the community are or anything else that you would enable me to consider it. Is there anything else you want the court to consider, sir?
Yeah, the probable cause affidavit, to see if there's probable cause for me to have ever been
Yes,
arrested.
I have reviewed it. I do find probable cause for the charge. Set your bond in at $2,500.
Hopefully nobody pays it, just leave me in here.
Okay, you can step over to your.
And right there, just in case you guys missed it, he said, hopefully nobody pays it and just leaves me in here.
What did he say?
No, he doesn't want anybody to pay it.
Nobody pays it, just leaves me in here.
All right,
What
to
did she
the
say?
right and step forward.
She said you.
All right. So she reviewed the paperwork of the probable cause. Okay. Here in Texas, more often, not every time, but more often than not. And this is actually nationwide, but Texas is really bad about it. The first officer don't sign the affidavit, which is not really an affidavit, it's information. So you're getting charged with information, not an affidavit. Okay? But the primary officer won't sign it. It's the second or third officer that's going to sign it. Well, then the magistrate looks at it. Sorry, y'all. The magistrate would look at it. Okay? And then sometime in the future is going to issue a writ to the grand jury for indictment. Okay? Now, the reason why they do this is to not be held accountable, right? Because the first officer was the one that had supposed to be the first-hand knowledge. But the secondary or third-dairy officer is the one that filled out the paperwork. Well, that's hearsay. Then the magistrate gets that, and then the magistrate says, well, I only went by what the officer said, so I can't be held accountable for that. Okay? So this is the games they play with us. All right, this is We the People News. Bye, y'all.